Hello and welcome to my room. I have a whole bunch of stuff going on in my head tonight that I would like to talk about in regards to our society that we live in and the economy and the things that we are seeing. And you know, people run on fuel, just like a motor in your car. And let's examine the fuel that Americans run on. No, wait! Let's not examine it. We're trying to stay positive, right? Okay, let's look at it a little bit. If you drive down a main street in your town or your city, what will you see on the left and on the right every 100 or 200 yards? Junk food. If you go into an average grocery store in America and you look at the label of the packages, and everything seems, most of the food in the grocery store is in a package, then what will you see? You will see a lot of shit. And so if people are consuming a lot of poor quality food, then how well will their minds be working? How well will they be able to go and do their work? Well, probably not very well. So what will people do? Well, they'll go and see their doctor. And what will their doctor do? They'll give them a quick fix. Will that help them or hinder them? Well, it might help them in the short run. But in the long run, most likely that is going to cause them some major freaking problems. And I've been through all of that. I've been through it to the point of where I do not go to doctors, and I do not do prescription drugs. And so, let's see. People have bought into a lot of ego-based things that I've talked about before, and they've buried themselves in debt. And our country purchases a whole lot of stuff from China. Now, China doesn't turn to the unnatural crap near as much as Americans do. China has a lot to learn in regards to chemicals and the problems that they're causing in the workplace, as do we. And that's another issue. A lot of people are enthralled with chemicals, and they think that carpet in their house is the answer, and to their feet, warm feet, and the pad is nice and soft for their feet, and synthetic clothing. Go on the internet and try and buy some clothing. Go to any clothing store, Kmart, Walmart, even high-end clothing stores. And most of the clothing will be made out of nylon and what are some of the other synthetics made out of petroleum products? There's a bunch of them. I can't think of them right now. But you know, when I buy clothes, I look for natural materials. And so we've got a whole lot of trouble. We've got a whole lot of trouble because people have fallen away from the natural, and their lifestyles are very much in front of computers and televisions. And you know, the computer can be a valuable tool. You're watching me right now, and you're learning some things, but you know, it only goes so far. And if you spend too much time in front of the computer and not enough time outside and taking care of yourself, then eventually it's going to cause you all kinds of trouble. And so let's flip this video around now and talk about some of the positive things that you can do to reverse these ugly and shitty trends. You can do self-massage for free on yourself every day in your room, at your home, or out on your lawn, preferably. You can do yoga. You can watch yoga videos on your computer, on YouTube, every day and learn as much as you want about yoga. You can even grow some of your own food in your window at home in the winter time. You can change your diet to eat organic food, especially meat. If you're still eating meat, don't eat shit meat anymore. You can eat organic fruits and vegetables. You can cut your expenses so that you can be able to afford that. You can learn things from Wayne Dyer. You can learn cool astrological things that might help you to foresee your future and make changes. You can stay clear the hell away from the medical industry and everything that they offer to you to try and make money, all your money from them. You can avoid insurance, medical insurance, and not give in to that shit industry. You may need to back your way out of those things gradually, and you may not need to not completely cut them off right now, but so you may need to gradually work your way out of that hole that you've gotten yourself into by doing all of these things, exercising and eating right, and self-massage, and cutting your expenses so that you don't have the stress on your mind from knowing that you've got that big payment to make in 14 days or whenever. That's a huge, huge drag, a huge ball and chain on your legs that you don't want. So, you know, get some freedom to breathe mentally from the stress, and start filling yourself with good stuff. If you're around somebody that sucks, get away from them. If you live in a place that sucks, get away from it. If you're eating food that sucks, stop. If you're being drained by bills, just stop and figure out another way. These are the things that I've done over the last 20 years, and that's how I can be so damn adamant about it. So, go get yourself a pet. Get yourself a dog. Oh my God. It's been the best thing for me. Go get yourself a beautiful... Come here. Come here. You want to be on the camera? Oh my God. Go down to the shelter or get yourself a purebred, whatever. This is a purebred golden. And I know some people would say, why didn't you go get yourself a free dog or whatever? Well, goldens are the most special dogs on earth. That's why. And I'm not saying that you can't get an awesome dog at the shelter. But anyway, so get yourself a cat. They're so sweet to cuddle with, and they purr. You can just love a cat. We got us an outdoor one, and I made a box for it the other day. And and find yourself an occupation that will warm your heart and help people to do something that's genuinely valuable. Genuinely valuable. Like, think to yourself, is this a good job? Is this for real? Is this actually helping people in a legitimate way? Or is this just something that's going to drag on me? It really doesn't do anything legitimately righteous for society. You gotta find something that feeds your soul. That feeds your soul so that you want to go do that thing. And when you're done doing that for the day, you say, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did some good stuff today. I did one massage this morning on somebody that's totally sweet. And don't work for people that suck. I'm using that word a lot tonight. That suck, because you know, there are a lot of things and people in this world that just fucking suck. So stay away from those people and start thinking, and I sometimes I just get really fired up about stuff, you know, and I'm not trying to focus on negativity. I'm just trying to I guess, alright, I'm trying to beat it into people's heads where they need to go. And I don't know if it'll work or not. Is it working? Write something down there. Tell me if it's working. A lot of people tell me that the stuff I say is working, and I love it. I love it when people respond and say good stuff, and I won't always respond back. If I don't really feel like it, I won't. So just know that, you know, I'm working towards creation. I'm working towards God. I'm trying to be nice to people as much as I can, even though sometimes I get really annoyed. But, you know, I've been full on, full force moving towards the center with my plate full for a long time. And sometimes when I see all the crap, you know, I'm like, just breathe. Don't focus on that. Don't even focus on it, because it brings me, it draws bad energy towards me, and I don't want any of that. So if I've said anything too offensive, please forgive me. And know that we are definitely all in the same boat, planet Earth, the ship that's traveling through space, and we are eventually working our way towards this pure place of enlightenment and joy. I have to tell you, if you're changing your diet and you don't feel very good, go do an enema right now. If you don't have one of those red 2-liter enema bags, go over to the drugstore. Go to Walmart. This is one of the few things that I recommend people go and get at the drugstore, besides maybe like some condoms or some Epsom salt, or maybe some cool sunglasses. Go get yourself an enema bag and learn how to wash out your large intestine so that you will feel better, and you will feel better much faster. And that is one of the things that is so important for changing your diet that a lot of these gurus will not talk about, but I'm not afraid to tell you right now that you will feel better so much faster. It may take a day for you to clear your blood, but once you've cleared that large intestine, and then maybe a day or two later done another enema where you run about 6 of those bags, about 6 or 7 maybe, depending on how toxic it is in there. But you've got to keep loading that large intestine, shit it out, load it again, shit it out. Just use warm tap water. It's not going to hurt you, because most people have. The FDA says, for God's sake, that the average man a little bit older than me has anywhere from 5 to 20 pounds of mucoid plaque in their digestive system. The guy that coined that phrase, mucoid plaque, lives about 2 miles from me. His name is Richard Anderson, and he owns the company Arise and Shine cleansing products. So anyways, you've got to get all of that stuff out of there, and you have to run food, healthy food, through your digestive system, getting it cleaner and cleaner and cleaner over years and years and years, because this stuff is like rubber. in there. And even when you run something really rough through there, like carrots or psyllium seed or whatever, raw food, when you run raw, really rough food in there, apples, the pectin in apples, it's going to scrape the inside walls of all of that crap, stuck, undigested food matter in your digestive system, out of there, and it's going to collect in your large intestine. And then when it gets back, when it bleeds out through the walls of your, not bleeds, but like when it goes out through the walls of your large intestine and gets back into your blood, it makes you feel really, really tired, really just like it makes you angry, especially if you have a toxic liver. I have experienced these things for a long time. Whenever I would do liver herbs, I would be so pissed off for days. Brain's not really working really great right now. Let's see. Some of the liver herbs there are some Chinese liver herbs. The dandelion is a great liver cleanser. Burdock root is a great liver cleanser. Yellow dock is a great liver cleanser. There are a lot of great herbs that will help you to wash out your liver, clean out your liver. But bear in mind that you have to take this just a little bit at a time, because you can only handle so much. You don't want to lose your job tomorrow. Maybe you do want to lose your job if it really sucks. But you can't make yourself feel too shitty, and you can push your healing and cleansing as hard as you want to. That's the power of diet changes and herbs. You know, you don't need drugs to really do significant changes, create significant changes in your body. There are some powerful, powerful herbs that can really pull shit out of you. For heavy metals, cilantro is awesome, and seaweed, and I consume a lot of seaweed, and a pretty good amount, especially now since I have my own cilantro. I gotta check the time. This video is like 17 minutes long. I better cut it. Okay, y'all. Keep with it. Keep working on your healing. Don't get too stuck on seeing, don't get too down on seeing all those fast food restaurants and all the shit on the news, because just know that everything is as it's supposed to be. I hope you're still with me. It's towards the end of this video. Everything is as it's supposed to be. And so knowing that gives me a sense of relief and understanding for how everything works. And you just have to have faith. You gotta have faith. And just know that the sun will come up tomorrow. Alright. Be good, and I love some of you. Some of you maybe not so much. Bye.